Hey everybody, how's it going today? This is Captain Energy coming at you today with another gadget from Korg Gadget. Today we're going to take a look at the Chicago Tube Bass Machine. This thing is essentially a TB303 or a TD3, depending what camp you live in. It is a software version, and the reason I decided to talk about this particular one today was because Behringer just announced the TD3 MO-AM, which MO stands for modded out. They decided to release a new version of the TD3, and this one that they're releasing now has got a bunch of super cool features that are not part of the existing TD3. If you've got one already, I mean, I do, I have two of them. It's not really necessarily a sad trombone, really. It's just kind of a, man, I wish I'd waited a little bit or bought just one. And then I could buy a second one now and have that, that effect, those effects and the built-in features. I may actually buy a third one anyway. Was kind of toying with the idea at one point of buying a third one, and I'm glad I did not purchase a third one yet. I was trying to take a third one and I was going to run it through effects. Well, this third one has some built-in stuff that makes it really cool, sub-oscillators and a sub-oscillator. It just seems more, it sounds more acidy. You'd have to hear the video. I'll put a link to it down below. It's really sick. But the other side of things is, of course, that software almost always, can to some degree exceed the capabilities of hardware, because hardware, though it sounds better and has the interface, software, one, takes no room, two, works fantastic, and three, can do so much built in. It's more up to the developer what they want to do, and that's what we're going to see today in this Chicago Tube Bass Machine. First, when you look at it, this is it right here. I'm in Reason. I opened up the VST version. Now, this will look the same if you open it up in Gadget. The differences between Gadget and the VST version is just that I can use the VST one in any VST client, and the one in Gadget only works in Gadget. So anyway, take a look at this. Right now, you can see I've got it on the Chicago Init, which is that's the initial sound. I'm actually going to reset that. I'll show you how you do that. If I go right here, click the left click, and if I look down, here's the list of sounds. Go to the bottom is Chicago Init, which is the just the basic sound. Click off that to get rid of it. So what we have right now is your basic saw. You'd hear in the 303. It has a no decay on it right now, or barely any decay. Sustain just goes. It's right now set to work with gate, which is right here. Okay, and gate essentially just, if I hold down a note, it'll just keep playing. If I flip this switch, now I'm on envelope. Envelope means that this envelope affects how the sound plays. So I turn this up. Now this is only monophonic. So just be aware of that. You can't play chords on it, but that's the way the TB303 is. Also, it's not meant to be a chord machine. It's supposed to be a bass machine. But you can get some awesome sounds out of this thing. Okay, you have your wave can go from saw to square. Okay. Here's your portamento or glide. Now, the cool thing about software also is that automation-wise, you've got full control of the automation in this. Whereas with the TB303, with the TD3, both of them, current versions, there are no MIDI controls to them. Really, you can play music through them, but any noise or changes to the sound need to be adjusted manually. You need to reach out and touch some knobs. It's part of the charm, but it's also makes repeat performances on that device, almost impossible, because unless you're super good and know that exactly where you need to put the dial, and you're super keen to the variations of the sound in different temperatured rooms and that type of thing, you may not get the same performance out of that device twice, good and bad. Okay, if you're trying to make a record, not as good. It's sometimes you want that same performance. You know what I mean? Or if you go in to play a club and everybody knows your song, they kind of want to hear it the way they know it. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear some variation in a lot of cases. They don't want to hear some wild off the rails edition. They want to hear what they know. In some cases, I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. Anyway, the new TD3 modded out has MIDI control to the filter. So Behringer does see this as a thing that people actually do want. I think it might have been almost an oversight the first time, or just trying to be too authentic, and they had that opportunity to really make it their own and kind of let it go in favor of being authentic. But with the software, all that's there. We have control over everything. Aside from that, we have an arpeggiator right here, which the normal TD3 doesn't have an arpeggiator. Have three ways you can use it. We have 1 octave, 2 octave, 3 octave. Another thing you'll notice on the Chicago tube bass machine is that it is velocity sensitive. And interestingly enough, if I play 2 notes at 2 different velocities, it uses them that way. And that's kind of neat. You know, I mean, it's a neat other effect that I never really thought of with any of the bass machines. So the filter we have right here, we have cutoff, we have peak, bite, envelope, and gnaw. Finally, we have over here effects. Now, depending which effect you choose, this is something you won't find on any of the bass machines that I've seen so far. You would need a pedal. But if I go over here and press key, we've got, that's off. If we go one more, that's EQ. So we get cutoff and resonance right here. Next we have compressor. We have a compressor. There are only a couple knobs to adjust these effects, so, but still pretty darn cool. We have a decimator. Ring modulator. Actually, I'm just going to let this play. I've got a little pattern down here to kind of make my life a little easier. I mean, I can tell you right now, I've never even thought of getting half of these sounds out of a TD3. Hit next, chorus flanger. All right, let's go on to the next one, which is ensemble. That's off. Let's turn up the spread to 66 and depth. See how phaser sounds. That's their phaser. You go crazy extreme. Or anything in between. Delay. Short delay. That's the short delay. Here's the BPM delay. Oops, come on, baby. There's hall reverb. And gate reverb. A couple other things you have on here that I didn't really mention, but I'm going to right now. If you look down here, and where it says scale and it's plus minus, this tells you if you're using, for some reason, if you're using a touch screen or whatever, and you can use these keys to play. If you use these keys to play, you can choose a scale right here. Okay, I can say I want Lydian scale, and I want to be an E, and I want to see 2 octaves on the screen, and I want to have how many. There are 7 notes in the Lydian scale. I can choose how many of them show, what priority they're in. So if I want to hear just the top 3 notes, anything you want there as far as the scales and number of notes you can pick. And here you can choose what octave you're playing in. So I can take this down. Kind of hard to play with the mouse, but you get the idea. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through some of the presets for you guys so you can hear them. I'm going to turn the microphone down because if not, you can hear a lot of my key coming through the microphone, my key presses. So I'm going to turn this down and just play some of the sounds, okay? All right, here we go. By the way, you may notice this control moving around. This is wired up to my my modulation wheel automatically. So whenever I touch my mod wheel, that gets triggered. So if you hear any sound changes while I'm playing that seem kind of crazy, that's where they're coming from. I don't know if you can tell yet, but I mean, seriously, some of the sounds I'm getting out of this thing or just from these presets even are, I've never heard these sounds come out of any bass machine before. So this is a really, I would say a really worthwhile VST to play with. I know it's only monophonic, but it sounds really nice. So it's kind of like a TB303 Plus, if you would. I didn't even go through all the sounds. I went through some of them. Now, the things that are missing from this, the sound is definitely here, plus a bunch more. But what is not here is there's no sequencer. So it's not like you can create repeating patterns within the device itself. It's not standalone. You would need a sequencer to create sounds, which is what like I did down here when I made this sample to play with. I mean, so I would highly recommend this plugin, and if you would like to check it out, I'll put a link down below where you can get your hands on them. It's a Korg product, and you know, I mean, there are two manufacturers of hardware. Yamaha and Korg are my top two hardware manufacturers, pretty much. Korg definitely is doing the right type of things here. I think they're making the right moves. I think they need to invest more in their software personally. I think the software has a much greater potential than what we're seeing thus far. I can't wait until somebody takes software to the next step, the next level. I'm not sure what that level is. Maybe it's modeling. I don't know. But, I mean, that's already started to happen. I love hardware because it's hardware and I can touch it and I can make it do things. But I love software for the reason that, one, I mean, I'm a programmer, so that's what I do for like real work, you know, per se. Or that's what I do in my real life, day to day. That's what I do to be able to afford to make music and have fun, you know, with making videos and such. But that's why I feel like software just has so much potential that, you know, cost effectiveness, that's one thing. The downsides, of course, to software are that hopefully they continue to work with your next operating system or your next computer or whatever. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me through the video. I'm glad you guys came along. I hope you enjoyed that. I want to say, by the way, thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I can't believe I have exceeded 200 subscribers. I'm hoping for more, obviously, but it's only been a year. And almost a year. Actually, my 1 year is coming up, and I'm going to be doing something special for that. But thank you guys who've come along for the ride with me here, and been, you know, that next subscriber. That every time I get one more, you would think that I won money or something. Every time I'm like, I'll be sitting here and I'll look at my, you know, my YouTube studio, and it'll say, you've got 190, it had said like I have 190 subscribers. I'm like, oh, wow, 190. And a couple days later, or even like sometimes multiple in a day, I'll look at my phone and I'll be like, you have 193 subscribers. I'm like, oh my God, 3 more people subscribed. So I get very, very excited. But thank you guys. Please, I mean, spread the news and I mean, bring more people along. I would love to see this channel blow up. And I'm having a great time showing you this stuff. And I hope you guys are enjoying spending time listening to me tell you about it. And let me show you stuff. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you so much. Don't forget, if you aren't a subscriber, please do subscribe. I really appreciate it. And it really helps me be motivated to make more videos. Because when I see, like I said, when I see just one more person signing up to subscribe to my channel, I'm like a little kid. I get very excited. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.